A few days ago, a man named Steven Nareov, who served as an advisor among many things for the early developments of Ethereum and the Ethereum Foundation, he was basically teasing us all that he had information about Ethereum and its founders, Vitalik Buterin and Joseph Lubin, that would prove that they were a bigger fraud than FTX. That is quite a big allegation and a lot of FUD to be throwing around about Ethereum. Now, FUD can be legitimate. It can definitely have roots in truth, and sometimes it can be completely unfounded, and the source of it has actually ulterior motives. We're going to talk about this today, and also, most importantly, a warning for all of you as crypto investors to take all of this with a grain of salt, and especially before you decide to let it influence how you invest your money in the cryptocurrency space. If you guys enjoy these updates, I appreciate it if you hit the like button. If you're going to know which cryptocurrencies we are investing in and which ones we are not going to let FUD affect us, I highly recommend you check out the home of the CT Club at learningcrypto.com. So Steven Nareov, he certainly, I am not debating this whatsoever. He did do a lot to help the Ethereum Foundation as a business model thrive through times of struggle back in 2015 and 2014 when the price of Bitcoin just completely capitulated from $1,200 down to $50. It was this extreme price movement in Bitcoin that ultimately led the Ethereum Foundation to be struggling to survive, to actually pay the salaries of the people involved that it needed to survive. So Vitalik asked Steven to come on in and to help save their business model. And he did. He advised them to not be so heavily invested singularly into Bitcoin, to diversify their assets, to hedge against the volatility of Bitcoin. He also advised them to make some layoffs, to reorganize the business and the management of the Ethereum Foundation. He also helped to encourage them to market the launch of Ethereum 1.0 and also to really emphasize the ability for developers to participate in Ethereum in a user-friendly manner, basically facilitating the developers to come to Ethereum to build on it. And we're seeing the fruits of that labor today. Like there's no other project that has the amount of developer activity than Ethereum at this moment. So all due respect to Steven Nareov, absolutely. But he was getting our attention a few days ago, basically teasing us, saying he's got so much information, so much dirt on the founders of Ethereum that would just blow us all away, and it would make FTX be paled in comparison to the type of fraud happening in Ethereum. Now the information is finally out, and talk about lackluster. Sure, there's some truth to this as well. I'm sure what he's saying. He basically unleashed a 3-hour conversation between him and Vitalik in their efforts to save the Ethereum Foundation. But also these allegations that Steven is saying against Vitalik and Joseph Lubin is they were colluding with the SEC to ensure that Ethereum would not be labeled a security. Additionally, he put some allegations out there that the SEC, the FBI, and the DOJ all had fabricated evidence to potentially convict this Steven Nareov of extortion. That's a huge accusation that all three of those organizations falsified documents and falsified evidence and just to bring up some charges against him. So there's a little bit of paranoia here, but suffice to say that Steven Nareov now thinks that his name has been drugged through the mud, and he's pretty salty about it. And so he's trying to fight back here and bring down the reputation of Vitalik Buterin and Joseph Lubin. Now, the accusations that he's making against them are true. Probably because he's saying that at the time when the SEC was first considering Ethereum to be a security, Will Hinman in 2017, I believe it was, made that famous speech saying that Bitcoin and Ethereum were both basically too decentralized to be labeled as a security. When in reality, the Steven Narev is saying that actually Ethereum wasn't decentralized and Vitalik knew it, and they were just not obviously going to admit that. Now, here's the thing. I've said this for years on this channel that we have yet to see a perfectly decentralized cryptocurrency. And without a doubt, any cryptocurrency that is 1, 2, maybe even 3 years old are not decentralized just because it takes time and effort and awareness and community participation for a cryptocurrency project to become properly decentralized. Of course, a cryptocurrency project isn't decentralized right from the start. I mean, who even knows about it from the start except for the founders or the creators of it and the development team behind it? I think that's a no-brainer. Obviously, it was not totally decentralized. But the point here is of this whole video is that if you would have just read the headlines, what the Steven was trying to say last week, you would have thought that there was an absolute bombshell coming from Ethereum, that it was a complete fraud, that nothing is real, and that is a completely useless, worthless investment. And maybe even a few people got scared out of their position and they sold because they believed the headlines. And here's my point, is that it's really important for you as a cryptocurrency investor to take your time, do your research. Whether you're deciding to buy or sell a cryptocurrency based on a rumor that you're hearing, you have to take into consideration the motivations of those that are publishing that information. Always take it with a grain of salt, and you have to take it under responsibility that your cryptocurrency investments are your own responsibility, and your decision to buy or sell them rests solely on your shoulders. So if you're going to be mad that someone made a headline that was super clickbaity and a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt laced within it, and because of that you sold, you decided to sell. You decided not to do so much research or to act hastily. So that is my warning for you. If this is the first time encountering FUD and you're really shaking in your boots on questioning your cryptocurrency holdings, welcome to the game of crypto. This is the Wild West still, and there's a lot of information to wade through. And that's the effort of this cryptocurrency channel, Crypto Tips. Welcome. We are here to provide you our insights that come with being in this cryptocurrency space almost a decade. Almost. Next year. Anyway, if you want to know what cryptocurrencies we're investing in, which ones we are buying and selling, and why, I highly recommend you check out learningcrypto.com, home of the CT Club.